Brand new 2021 F-150. I think it shows people. You can see who's on. It says zero still. Well, yeah, it says zero likes, zero people. You're breaking my heart. Nobody's even here yet. All right, we got one viewer, so there we go. So at least somebody's here listening. It's funny, I was about talking to myself there for a little while. So we're going live. We're talking about this brand new F-150, doing some factory lighting modification to it. So I'm gonna turn it on, at least give you guys something to look at. Right now the parking lights are on. Parking lights can be on or off, doesn't really matter. We have the DRL in the front bumper. We also tag the DRL in the headlight. In the grill, we're running a sound off signal M-Power 4-inch light. That's a sticky mount light. I'll take you for a little walk. It's weird, now it says zero. Badge. It's amber white light. We use a sticky mount there as well. Ran the wiring up through the badge. Somebody join in. So you got at least one person watching. Thanks for joining in. You guys want to see anything particular about these new trucks? Let me know. I'm just going to kind of walk around a little bit, explain what I did on it. This particular truck had LED reverse lights from the factory, but incandescent brake and signal lights. There are. Drop a comment. Let me know where you're from. If you got any questions or whatever, I'd be happy to answer them. Right now, we are seeing the auto flasher module there on our factory reverse LED lights on this 2021 F-150. We're also seeing the auto flasher module running the factory LED cargo light above it there next to the third brake light. We see some sound off M-Power lights. That's 3-inch version in amber white there. A sticky mount by each side of the license plate. I'll take you guys around the front. Show you again on the front. Up the side here, we put that sound off light in the badge as well. Let the camera steady there. That's a 3-inch sound off M-Power right there in the badge in amber and white. That light has this ability to do a whole lot of different things. It's a 3-input light. So we're just running it in a warning mode right now. Come back around the front, show you what we got going on in the front. We did synchronize those headlights and fog light DRL into an X pattern. Gave it a nice aggressive look in the front. I'm pretty happy with this. We have a 4-inch M-Power in the front grille there. That's a sticky mount as well. We use the VHB primer promoter with these sticky mounts always, and we also supplemented them with a little RTV silicone just to make absolutely certain. I'm going to steady the camera here for you so I can stop making you all seasick probably. Show you the front a little bit. There you go. So that's the front. That's running our auto flasher kit. It's a kit on the headlight DRL and another kit on the fog light DRL. We could also flash the fog lights, the actual fog light, if you didn't want to do the DRL the way we did it here. I do think the DRL is a little bit brighter in person than the fog light. Fog light by the factory is kind of cast downward onto the road and doesn't really produce a real bright, effective flash. And plus, when you do the two DRLs like this, it looks pretty slick. especially when you X pattern it. Now this is two kits. It's one kit for the headlight, one kit for the fog light. They are independently wired, so as far as combining them, you need a kit for each to get this X pattern that we're showing here, and it's just synchronized together to give you that pattern. Now the way that installs, if anybody wanted to see what the way we are installing these auto flashers, I'll swing you around and show you on the bench top here what we're doing as far as how these are actually going to install on your vehicle. So what you looked at over there on the truck, this is the auto flasher module right here. This is the heart of the product. It's the brain of the unit. It comes with your extension for your power control side. Now that controls your on, your off, your pattern. All the controlling is done on that side. That's up to you with your switch. Some people use a lot of different switches. Now as far as how it ties into the truck, that's all done on this side. So the way that this is tied into the truck is a couple of different ways. Now traditionally, we sold it as a cut-in system. And what that would require you to do is, let's mock this up like it was your factory harness. From the beginning, we were just clipping the wire, and we were doing a waterproof connection here and here. So what we've actually done now on a lot of these kits, and we're working our way backwards, we're going to note the kits that have this. All the 21 F150 kits are going to have it like this. We're going to take the input-output wires, and we're going to pin them up. And I'll get a little closer and show you. We're going to put the factory pins on them like this. And what that allows you to do is you can take, we're going to pretend that this is your factory harness right here. It allows you to remove the wire from your factory harness, and you could do that real easily. These are Molex connectors on these trucks, so they pop open real easy for GM and Ford. You raise it up like that. See, we didn't really raise it completely up. We just raised it up a little bit, and you can insert a safety pin or a paper clip right in here, just like this. That allows you to back out one of the wires. When you get it in the right spot, the pin will back right out, just like that. So say this is your truck's harness. You back the pin out. You then take the auto flasher and you insert it right into the truck's harness like this. It's a little snug because there's a rubber seal in there. But you insert it back into there, right where the factory pin is. Now listen, there'll be a click. There's almost always a click. Remove this. And you get it clicked in there, and then you push this back in, and now you've replaced the factory wire with the auto flasher wire. Now the last step in the process is we'd slide some provided heat shrink over the wire, and we connect it to the factory terminal like that. Okay, now this retains the factory wire, so you don't cut it and you don't interrupt it as far as damaging it. We'll slide the heat shrink over this entire connection, and we'll heat this down nice and evenly, and that'll waterproof that connection. And what that does, when you pretty this back up on the truck, of course you tape it back up. We use some tested tape like that right over there. But that allows you to interrupt your reverse wire or your DRL wire or any of that without cutting it. Now, if this was a little bit above what you want to do, we're also going to manufacture these connectors. So this is a straight up plug and play. You'll use the same procedure, but if you want to do this procedure on this adapter and then just simply plug the adapter in your truck, we're going to offer the adapters as an add-on. Because honestly, I don't think this adapter is all that necessary. I think if you did this procedure right here on your vehicle, the way we just went over, you basically take the factory wire out of the connector, put in the auto flasher wire, connect the other auto flasher wire to the factory connector, seal it up. You can slice this off later. You can put this back, and you can remove the entire kit without having cut any wires on your truck. So this is the way the kit's going to be sold like this. But if you want to buy the whole adapter, you can buy it separately. So understand that when you buy the kit, you're going to get the wire with the pins on it. And you'll be able to buy these adapters if you want separately. But I really think this procedure is the way to go. Like I say, We try and make these up for all the different applications, but you can see there's some labor involved when we make them. It takes a little while. You have to hand crimp all these things and make sure that they're in there 100%. We don't want any kind of failure, so we definitely want to test them all as well. So it ends up eating a lot of labor. But we are making these for sale. I do hear you guys when you say you don't want to cut the trucks. That's totally understandable. So I'm trying to give you guys options to not cut it. All right, so let me show you the truck again. For those who just tuned in now, I'm gonna spin it back around. Actually, I'm gonna leave it in the tripod so I don't shake. We'll show you the truck. This is what I'm talking about. We're going flasher kit. Now there's a couple of standalone lights on this truck as well. You see right there in the grill, that's the Sound Off Empower. Good friends at Sound Off set us up with a bunch of Empowers. That's a 4-inch amber white version. Real cool light, sticky mount. We used the VHB primer and we stuck it right there in the grill. We didn't have to drill any holes. We hope that it won't leave any marks if we ever needed to remove it. We also supplemented it with a little bit of RTV silicone stuck in the back side of the grill there to give it an extra little bit of glue. So we like that mount on these grills, completely damage free for a 4-inch Empower. What you're seeing there in the headlights and the fog lights, and let me show you an even cooler view of that. That is our auto flasher module running the DRL circuit in the 2021 F150 headlight and fog light. It's 2 kits, 1 kit running the headlight, 1 kit running the fog light. They're synchronized. That's where we're getting that X pattern going. And they're both set on the same pattern. Now, you could run different patterns if you want, totally up to you. But if you like this look, this is 2 kits. And as far as the pattern variety, that's a good question. The pattern list is included. We got 29 different patterns. We have some simple alternate patterns like this. For instance, if we're talking about only the headlights, you have an alternating pattern, left, right, as you see. We also have simultaneous flash if you prefer both headlights to flash together, on and off. We have that pattern as well. We have some fast patterns if you really dig the high speed, as well as some slow patterns. And we are incorporating soon a pattern for California where one of them is steady, but that's in the works. So as of right now, the pattern list is available online, and this one that you're seeing right here is a real popular pattern. It's been around for ages. It's 75 flashes per minute, and it's a triple flash. So it's an alternating pattern, and it's synchronized top and bottom. There's 2 kits, and they're synchronized together. So let me show you around the side of the truck here. These F150s now have a side badge, kind of similar to the Super Duty. So we thought we'd do a little bit install to match up with the bigger brother Super Duties. We found that an Empower 3-inch fits quite nicely in the side badge right there. It keeps messing up the focus on the camera. Sorry, maybe if I go like this. There we go. So it mounts in there real easy. The badge comes off fairly easily. There's about 5 spring metal clips behind it and a little bit of sticky tape. And we're going to do a full build video on this truck, so you guys will go through all the details of how the badges came off and stuff. I have another video all about that. But you can see there where we mounted that sound off light. It's a 3-inch Empower right in the side badge. Let me show you around the back of the truck. Sorry, forgive the shaking camera. Alrighty, so around the back of these trucks, they're coming with a couple of different tail lights. There's a lot of different trim levels, so you have to make sure that you have the right LED package if you're going to use one of our auto flasher kits. This particular truck, it has LED reverse lights and incandescent brake lights and turn signals. So this truck, the reverse auto flasher kit was a proper selection. If he wanted to do anything with the red portion of the flashing, we would actually do a hideaway a little bit different because this lens would work better with that product. Now, if it's a full LED, we're going to also offer the parking auto flasher kit. I'm unable to show that on this one because I don't have a full LED here. I just have the reverse LED. Below it, we have our sound off signal 3-inch Empower. That's the same light we used in the front badges, and it's the same light that's in the grill. It's just the grill is a 4-inch, and back here is a 3-inch. We've been mounting lights vertically right there by the license plate on these F-150s for quite a number of years, all the way back to 2015 when they came out with this kind of bumper. This particular truck is slightly different than the earlier model 20s and older trucks. but some of the things are fairly the same, like the rear bumper and the cargo light. We explored that cargo light, and we did find out that the third brake light cargo light is very much the same as the F-150 and Super Duty years prior, with and without camera. So there are some details you can see. We're flashing that cargo light there in at the same time in unison, and the reason being is the non-camera light, which this one is, you cannot alternate flash those LEDs, and we go into great depth about that in our video about how to install that auto flasher module on the cargo light. So what you're seeing on the cargo light is the auto flasher module, as well as another auto flasher kit on the reverse light. And I saw a message pop up, but then it went away. So forgive me. I'm trying to look at the try. Oh wait, now I got them all back. So okay, cool, awesome. I'm learning the live feed, so bear with me, guys. Um, so we have one auto flasher kit up on the cargo light. We have one auto flasher on the reverse lights. Just for the fun of it, we'll go ahead and dim out the shop a little bit. Can kind of show you guys a little bit of the brightness with the shop lights off. You can see it's just a little, I know it kind of washes out the camera, but it's still be very cool. On a 2018 F-150, absolutely, Bill, as long as you have factory LED. If you're factory incandescent, like an STX or an XL model, we have a better solution for you. The XL model trucks, we have different products that'll give you just as awesome a display. So, but if it's factory LED, we can certainly do this, and we have those kits readily available. Let me walk you around the shop in the dark, give you guys the disco show. So here you can see how that side badge works. We got that set on a pattern. It kind of, I believe it's called Inner Cycle by Sound Off. Has a real fast alternation of color and then a kind of a slower alternation of color. I like that side badge because you can even see on the floor how much really that's throwing backwards, how much light spread you're getting out of that. Pardon the pile of crap over there. This light spread here is working really good in the badges, just like the Super Duty. So that was a good move on Ford to put those badges in the F-150. Let me walk you around the front, because I think this is really the best shot. This is particularly mean looking, and it's washing the camera out crazy, but it looks awesome. So there you go. That's I can't really adjust the brightness on the camera, I don't think. Maybe I can. No, that doesn't work. Let's see. No, okay. I guess it is what it is. So you're seeing the DRLs in the headlights and the DRLs in the fog lights at full brightness, 75 FPM alternate flash. Now that's two kits there in the front, as I said earlier. You got a kit on the headlights and a kit on the fog lights. We've got some surface mount sound off lights in there as well. And I'm gonna put the shop lights back on here just to give you a little bit better view. And I'll let this camera do that while I go run and hit the lights. Alrighty, there, with a little bit of light, we could see a little bit better what we're looking at. I'll run around the truck again, and you guys got anything else you want me to do? Anything specifically you want to see or talk about? Shoot a question in. I do see the chats. They pop up here on the screen, so I'm happy to show you anything specific, any angle you want to see, if you want me to move the camera around, if you want me to talk again a little bit more about how we make the connections. That was what we were talking about over here, where we're actually taking the pin out of the factory plug and inserting the auto flasher wire, which is already pinned up, ready to go, into the factory cavity. Very easy process. All you need is a small screwdriver and a paper clip. And then you'll take the factory wire and you'll attach it to the auto flasher like this. And you'll shrink this down. And this is a no-cut installation. That's what we're working real hard to do, is I want to give you guys no cut and not necessarily plug and play, although we will be offering these connectors as an additional. If you really want to not mess with your factory, you could do a plug and play, but the procedure on this is going to be the same. You're going to remove the pin here and insert the auto flasher kit on this adapter. So, but if you want the adapter, the full adapters, we'll make them. They're just a little labor intensive, and I don't know if they're. I prefer to just depin a factory and put in a new wire with a new pin, and then you could put the old one back if you ever wanted. So we're working real hard. This truck right here, the focus is not working at all. Okay, that's sorry guys. There we go. Hey, look at that. Okay, so this truck, the headlights and the fog lights, they're both able to be depinned, so they're both a no-cut installation. The reverse light is also a no-cut installation. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, the third brake light, cargo light, it's still a wire cut to do that. We have not located the proper plug connection for that one. It's difficult to do, it's very small, and the access is in the sill plate. So for the cargo light, for the third brake light out back, there's one factory wire that we are cutting. But otherwise, this was a no-cut install for these headlights and fog lights and reverse lights. So I'm going to walk you around the truck again and show you guys a little bit more of what we did here. You guys are awfully quiet. No questions, huh? I can't show you anything specific. I'll walk you this way. I need one of those sticks that masks your movement when you hold your camera. I have to get a company to send me one of those so I can do this better. There we go. I haven't shown anybody the switch yet, so I'll go ahead and show you that. So right here in the truck, that's where we went with the switch. Let me move the camera here, actually. Sorry about that. It won't stay in focus. These F-150s, fairly similar inside. Sorry about that, I dropped the signal. The one thing we did notice is the side mirror lights are now controlled by a module in the door. So unfortunately, at this time, we don't have a way just yet. Give me a little time to figure it out. We don't have a way to flash the side mirrors just yet, but we're working on that. So we're going to come around the back and show you what we did around the back. Alrighty. So what you can see back here is our factory LED reverse and our factory LED cargo. That's running. There's a kit for the auto flasher for the reverse and a kit for the cargo. The cargo wire kit, the cargo light on the non-camera version needs to be flashed in synchronicity like this one. It needs to be flashed at the same time in unison. We go over all the details on that. It is a one wire cut for the cargo. There is one wire you need to cut, but for the reverse, it is a cut-free install. So there is no wire cutting on the reverse flasher kit the way it's sent out now on the 21s, and we are retrofitting backwards. To any of my previous customers who bought stuff in the past, thanks for shopping. I'm working on retrofitting backwards. So if you guys are a returning customer looking for your new truck, know that I'm always working on trying to make the kit better and trying to make it easier for you guys in the long run and just more popular as well. So the way we're doing these kits now is a no cut for the reverse, and that's a 75 FPM flash on the reverse. You can tell I'm kind of partial to that pattern. It's just a nice all-around widely recognized pattern, so I use it quite often. Along the side here, you can see in the front of that badge, we put a 3-inch M power. That's the same 3-inch M power we used on each side of the license plate in the back. It's a sticky mount. That means it runs with that VHB, very high bond 3M tape. And we always use the promoter, because without that promoter, the 3M tape just really doesn't work. Now, on the badges and in the front grille, we also supplemented the sticky with a little bit of RTV silicone sealant to give it a little extra grab and make sure it didn't go anywhere. That wasn't necessary on the rear bumper because it was a large flat plastic area, but on the badges and in the front grille, we did supplement that with a little extra goop. I think this badge is going to look real cool. Really mimics kind of how the Super Duty did their badges, and we've been putting lights in the Super Duty badges for quite a while. So the F-150s here kind of joined the game. I'm going to walk around the front of the truck then, and I think I'm going to close it out here. We've been on for about 25 minutes. I don't see a lot of questions. If you got any other questions, shoot them in right now. Otherwise, these kits are going to be made available real soon. Drop an email in, info@wickedwarnings.com if we didn't answer any questions. We can link you up to them when they're available. Let's see. Does the tape work well? I'm on a gravel road, so lots of dust. That's a very good question, and I will say, when done correctly, it does work very well. But the paramount issue is cleanliness. You have to clean it very well, and when you must use the primer promoter, that 94 primer. 3M sells a special primer, and when you use it, it really does grab good. The other key factor a lot of people forget is the pressure. When you apply anything with 3M tape, you really need to hold some firm pressure on it. And I'm not talking push the world over pressure, just firm pressure for 60 to 120 seconds. And then as you put that pressure on it, it conforms to the surface, and almost on a microscopic level. The way the 3M tape is really designed is it really digs into the very small imperfections of a surface, and without the pressure, it can't do that. The other thing too is to let it adhere for a good few hours. Don't If you pull on it right away, you'll find you could pop it off. But if you pull on it after an hour, it's even stronger. So you really need to have that initial pressure, a lot of cleanliness, the primer, and I don't think you'll have any issue. But as I said, even in some instances like this grill, because it's kind of hollow in the front, and I'll actually show you guys what I'm talking about. I'll run here. Let me bring the camera way close and see. There. So you see this hollow slots in the grill. Now we ran the wire right through the middle of it, and we got a great bond from the 3M tape all around the edge. That's why we use that large 4-inch M-Power. And I also, from the back, put some RTV silicone here and grabbed from the back side of the grill, back side of that 3M light, and the silicone all around on the inside of the grill. Take all that out later if you needed to put it back to stock, and that made it extra strong. So that's what I definitely suggest doing that if you're concerned about the bond. But mainly the cleanliness is where it's at. So there's your final look at the truck. I'm going to sign off because I got some more stuff to do today. Thank you guys all for tuning in. It was awesome talking with y'all. Make sure you check for more live feeds, and we will see you guys very soon.